Hola, comadres. Coming to you kind of early today. I had to be ready at 7:30 this morning to do a Zoom meeting presentation for a Rotary Club talking about Family Success Academy. So I'm like, well, I'm already dressed. Before I wreck myself up doing some workout or something, let me come on here and say hey to my comadres and have a Tuesday pep talk with y'all. Today I'm thinking about putting your best vision forward. We talk about putting your best foot forward. I'm like thinking about putting your best vision forward. Like, how do I want to see myself? I was laughing this morning because I was getting ready for doing this Zoom meeting, and like, you can wear whatever at a Zoom meeting because they're only going to see you from here up. But I kind of laughed at myself because this wasn't just like a meeting of comadres. It wasn't like a regular support group. It wasn't like our mom Zoom where you're just showing up in pajamas. I was like, well, this is like a legit meeting that I need to be thinking about who I'm bringing. And so, yeah, I mean, generally you like comb your hair and, make sure you look good up here. I was like, well, I started to just walk in here without any shoes. And I'm like, I wouldn't show up at a Rotary meeting with no shoes. So like, I was just like looking for shoes that match. I mean, they're not even going to show on Zoom, right? But I was just thinking like, what is the vision that I want to see or that I want them to see? And it's not about what are they going to think of me. It's like, what is the frame like around my life? That's kind of where I'm coming from on this pep talk today. Because, I was thinking, okay, what are they going to see in my background, right? This is like just a little spot in my dining room. And so I opened a Zoom in advance, my own Zoom to see, well, okay, what are they going to see? How does it look, And I think about, well, what is the image I want to project? And so that's what I'm talking about. Not like that I want to be fake for the world and I want to make sure that nobody sees a mess. It's not really that. It's like, who do I want to present? That's what I'm kind of getting to in the topic today. And it's not about whether we combed our hair or how we look. It's about who do I bring to this day? Who do I bring to this experience? Who do I bring to this environment? And if I'm going to bring someone of value, then I have to be investing in my own value. I was sharing yesterday on Instagram this book that I'm looking at, working on. It's called Selflove. It's a workbook for women. I found it on Amazon when I was looking at something that someone on Project Poe that also recommended. And it's called Self-Love Workbook for Women, Release Self-Doubt, Build Self-Compassion, and Embrace Who You Are. And one of the first things that really resonated with me when I think about, okay, who do I want to bring to the world? If I just jump and run and don't pull my emotional and mental self together, it doesn't matter, what I'm going into. If I'm kind of at peace, I'm going to have a different impact. So this was one of the first quotes I read in the book. Women need real moments of solitude and self-reflection to balance out how much of ourselves we give away. That's by Barbara DeAngelis. I'm going to read that again because it really soaked into me the obligation that I have to myself to have something to give away. Women, specifically for us, women need real moments of solitude and self-reflection to balance out how much of ourselves we give away. If we have given away the majority of ourselves, we're going to be in a deficit. We're going to be in a very serious deficit. Like one of the things that Cheryl and I will joke about when we're really tired and worn out, she said her grandma used to say, I'm all give out. So that's kind of like one of our sayings now around our office, around our work, around our friendship. You could just text, I'm all give out, and we totally get it. So that's the part where we're out of balance because we've given so much of ourselves away that we don't have any fuel left in the tank. So when I think about like, what is my vision? So what is my vision for who I want to be in the world, and what does it take to get there? I think that for so long I felt or believed that if I just pushed harder, things would work out. And I was pushing beyond my capacity. There's another statement that I learned from one of our community health workers that was working with us. He said, you know, sometimes your desire exceeds your capacity. Wow. Is that the story of my life? My desire exceeds my capacity. That probably sounds like all of us. Our desire exceeds our capacity. So I have to look at what are my greatest desires, and then what is my capacity? You know, if I have this glass, it only has the capacity to fill to the top. If I'm trying to fill it past the top, it's going to pour out and I'm not going to have what I need. So when I think about capacity, I have to look at, well, what are my true desires? Because if I desire everything, there's no way I'll have the capacity. You know, I'm not going to have the perfect health. I'm not going to have the perfect meals. I'm not going to have the perfect environment. I have to decide what are my greatest desires. And I think what I've started to learn at this point in my life, that I need to listen to my greatest desires. My greatest desires are for peace, they're for serenity, and they're for connection. So connection extends to connection to myself. Connection extends to connection with others. Connection extends to connecting to my desires and my true values. Sometimes we spend so much time chasing things that are not really our true desires. I want to be seen. I want to be heard. I want to be valued. I want to be loved. Am I going to be loved because my house is really clean? Am I going to be loved because I looked a certain way? No. It's like when I invest in myself, that's going to mean stopping to look and think, what is the vision I'm putting out to the world? How am I seeing myself? I guess that's why I used the example of I opened a Zoom to see how I was going to look, because I want to say, how am I seeing myself? What are the things that will be reflected back to me from my behavior? What will be reflected back to me from how I interact with the world? So like when I see a smile on another person because I took time to say, hey, how you doing? Then that's reflected back to me saying, you're bringing light to the world. When I have to just lie down and take a nap, when I have a lot of things to do because I'm so exhausted, I realize that my desire exceeds my capacity. And so that empty glass called rest has to get filled up before I can continue. If I get some things done, that's okay. I'm never going to get all the things done. And sometimes I'll make a list of 10 things and maybe I did one. And I need to be able to look at myself and say, it was a good day. It was a good day. Anything that I've invested in myself or others, it was a good day. But if I'm investing in others all day, until I am just like poured out, empty, and there's nothing left, all I have is one drop, right? I have that one drop. If there's nothing left, then where am I going with that? What do I have for myself? I'm like bankrupt. It's so easy for us to become emotionally bankrupt and starving and parched. So when I look at how do I want to see myself today, I want to see myself as a woman who takes care of herself, plans her meals, and eats the right amount. Someone who gets out in the fresh air, and even if they walk slow, go walking. I want to see myself as someone who appreciates what she has and who she is, because I still got a lot of growing to do. And I feel like every single day is an opportunity to love who I am. And that's what this is all about, self-love. It's about loving and appreciating who we are, not who we think we should be. I know I've been back and forth on things today. I hope something from this talk resonated with you. Look at yourself today. See your beauty. See your strength. And take that powerful woman wherever you go today, but give her some time for herself. that's my pep talk for today. Hope to see you on Zoom on Wednesday. And in the meantime, just keep focusing on the blessing that you are to yourself. Bye for now.